Good morning, good afternoon, good people. Listen, I want to thank you guys for watching my videos and leaving your comments. Only thing in the comment section I ask is that if you don't agree with something, you know, okay, you can state your disagreement, but here everybody has a voice. So you state your disagreement, and everybody can see it, understand it, but we don't continue to debate and argue about each other's opinion. I don't argue about my opinion. I give you my opinion, my boots on the ground experience, and that's it. I say, like my daddy said, take it or leave it. You don't have to accept it. And to continue to make comments that's negative on this channel, we like to be positive. Okay? So we go agree to disagree. We're going to try to be as positive as possible. And we're going to try to learn how to make this adventure to the Philippines or Southeast Asia. Okay? Because there's other places than the Philippines to go. But I'm saying that if you guys come to the Philippines, you got a great opportunity, especially if you start coming here, looking at the country, finding the place where you want to settle down. And then I suggest that what you do is, if you want life that's like quiet, not a lot of noisy people, etc., like rural life, country life, go to the province, get you a piece of land, and build you a house. Okay, but there's two things I suggest you do prior to that. One is travel the Philippines. Don't come here, build you a house, and then travel and say, gosh, I wish I could have lived here. And it's cheaper, or lived here for the same money. I like it better. So travel the country, see what's going on. Then you may find that perhaps someplace that you like to live, that it's more advantageous for you to rent as opposed to buy land and build a house. So you have to keep your options open, okay? But in order to do that, again, you got to get here. You got to come to the Philippines. And I suggest you get here and you meet your Filipino to help you navigate. You have a good, positive relationship with her, and you end up getting married, and having a family, and you know, accomplishing some of the things that you dreamed about doing here in the Philippines. Now, I'm a strong believer in planning. I some things I say, do from the hip, but a lot of your adventure here in the Philippines, you should plan it. Plan it, and then if you have adjustments to make the adjustments. But start out with a plan, okay? Because it's too easy to get misled, to get sidetracked, to go astray. Have a plan, okay? And if you got a plan, you can make adjustments to it as you go. You know. So what do we mean? Have a plan. Have a plan as to what places you're going to go see, what places you're going to visit. A plan to find out information about different places that maybe is not well publicized. There's a lot of places to visit that's not popular. When I say popular, meaning you don't hear the name of these places like you hear Dumaguete, Davao, Cebu. You know, There's a lot of places that's fantastic that is not as popular as those places. So, what you want to do, you want to investigate where you can go, okay? And where these places are, where they're located, and go there. Spend a few days. Go there, rent a hotel, spend a few days, look at the place, meet the people. Like I did a video and I told people the signs that a Filipina gives if she's interested in you. I had commenters, I had subscribers or whoever they were left the comments to argue me down that if a woman smiles at you doesn't mean she's interested in you. Well, duh. Maybe in Baltimore or Chicago or Texas, maybe that's true. But here in the Philippines, if a woman is interested in you, interested, what I mean by interested, mean that she is willing to engage in a conversation with you. She's curious about you, why you're here, what you're doing, and who you are. That's what I mean by interest. I'm not saying because she smiles at you, she want to jump into bed with you. I didn't say that. I said she's interested in you. That is the sign. And the raised eyebrow. She will give you eye contact and she will raise her eyebrows at you, and then turn away. And like I said in the previous video, that's when the clock starts ticking. That's when you need to approach her. Why? Because here, we're in the Philippines. We're not in Texas. We're not in Chicago. She believes that her mate is going to be sent to her by her divine creator. So she's going to wait for that mate to what? Come to her. So if you see her, she smiles at you, she's telling you she's interested in you, go to her, approach her. She's going to talk to you. Why? Because that's what's going on. Number one, she gave you a signal that she's interested. Okay? Now, if you think that because she smiles, she's not interested, okay, that's up to you. Then you find a method in which you find successful to approach Filipinos. However, I'm saying if you're approaching a Filipino on the streets, in the grocery store, wherever, here in the Philippines, okay, if she smiles at you or raises her eyebrows and looks at you, then she is approachable. And you should immediately go to her and start a conversation, getting her phone number, passing some information about yourself, and setting up a follow up meeting. Now, this will enable you, once you find a place that you want to settle in, okay, you want to buy land in, this will aid you in doing that because you're going to find someone who's interested in you and she's going to be honest, hardworking, she's going to be a soldier for you, and she's going to take care of business. And what you want to try to accomplish, you're going to be able to accomplish it. So remember, my advice is from my experience. Okay, this is what I experienced. All right, and I'm not here to try to mislead you or misguide you. I'm telling you how to do this without making the same mistakes I made and without making the same mistakes other people make. You got people here, man, talking about they woman, and they woman is nothing but a bar girl. Okay, they just they're totally lost, man. They think because their money goes further here, they're they're basically paying to play. Now I don't have nothing wrong with pay to play, okay. However, I suggest you don't use that as your number one option, okay. I suggest you get a serious relationship and you do the routine. When I say the routine, mean you get married, you have a family, and you live a good life. Okay, so I'm not suggesting that you come here and you throw your money out there, whoever comes along. No, I'm not suggesting that. I'm not recommending that. However, that is an option. Okay, that is an option. You could go through this whole country, pay to play, okay, and never have a serious relationship as long as you be here. That's an option. I'm not recommending that. Okay, that my recommendations is not that lifestyle. Okay, because one time I heard a doctor say there's some things in the Philippines that don't nobody know how to cure. You see, so he said, be careful. He said, and some people, there's some things here that some people ain't never even seen before, so they couldn't begin to cure you. Okay, so word of caution. All right, and once again, meet your Filipino, get you a good understanding of this country, go around, visit and see it, decide what it is you want. A lot of people ask me personally, like, why are you in General Santos City? Why are you in South Cotabato? Those places are not recommended. Exactly right. It was not recommended. As a matter of fact, when the first couple of times I came here, I went to the embassy because it said report to the embassy that you're in the country. And at the embassy, they recommended that I change my travel plans. And after a couple of times, I stopped checking in at the embassy and I just got on a plane, headed to General Santos City or headed to Davao. Okay? I didn't go there to hear them tell me not to come here because it wasn't safe when I've been here and I felt safer than I did in my hometown in Cleveland, Ohio, in the USA. So I didn't want to hear that because I seen with my own eyes, boots on the ground, the security, and that everything was fine. But yeah, it's a higher moral standard here. Some things just don't go. Yeah, you do some things that you may do in Manila or in Kansas or Texas or Chicago. You may not get back on that plane. Maybe an empty seat. Okay, so you have to respect any place that you go. You have to respect their traditions, their culture, and what the people stand for. The moral compass, the moral value of the people. You gotta respect that. And if you don't respect it in certain areas, it could be a grievous penalty for disrespecting it. However, the place where I come, I seem to understand and fit in well because it is the same as my moral compass, my values. I value the same things as precious as they do. And so I didn't have a problem fitting in. There's some things that, I'm kind of left on how they do, but not to the extent that it would cause me any problem, you see. But you have to you have to travel, you have to see, you have to notice uh, what this particular area has to offer to you. When you notice that and you see it and you like it and you made your mind up, you found you a mate, okay, man, now here's where you put your plan in effect. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Do you want to have kids? Do you just want to build you a spread, that swimming pool, and this, that? What do you want to do? Do you want to have gardens with all different kind of fruits, vegetables, What do you want to do? Make a plan what you want to do. Okay? And when you do that, know that your plan can change. You can change it. Okay? You can make adjustments to it, etc., etc. But man, start out with a plan. Okay? And I gotta add a note that some of the amenities that you have in the USA that you need here when you come to the Philippines, you have to find a way to compensate for them. In other words, if you need medicine, if you need doctor's care, whatever it is that you may need, if you need physical therapy or you need anything, special foods, okay, put that into your plan how it is that you would receive those things. Okay, how would you arrange your health care? How would you arrange if you had uh, a heart attack, if you had a stroke? Because those things are things that are sudden, they happen all of a sudden. And if you're a mature adult, uh, it's not unlikely that you might experience that. So you need to put into your plan how you would handle that. Now, uh, personal experience, my plan was I have my insurance from the States and I get my medicines that way, and I have video uh, conversations or video appointments with my doctor back in the States. Well, it cost me a little bit more for the visit video because I'm out the country, but I still get to keep my same doctor, my benefits, everything. Then my doctor suggested that if I feel bad or if I need something, get on the plane, go to Guam. Your medical coverage is good there. Okay, well, that's a good plan. I felt it was a good plan, you see. And to this day, I still maintain the same plan. But in my case, um, I went from not feeling good going to Guam to get checked out to everything just folded in a few hours. I was like totally out of it. And I was forced to go to the hospital here. I went to Doctor's Hospital here in the Philippines. I didn't too much care for the main doctor that they had in charge of things because I personally felt that he was just a salesperson. He was doing things to rack the bill up. So you need to find out how this system works before you have a medical crisis and then how you plan to deal with it. Follow me? Because here in the Philippines, if you go in the hospital, they're going to charge you. You got to pay, okay? And here in the Philippines, despite rumors, innuendos, or people saying that that couldn't possibly be, you are not permitted to leave the hospital until your bill is completely satisfied. You got that right. You cannot leave. They will not allow you to leave the hospital. And every day that you stay over after the doctor has discharged you, you are going to be charged. So if your bill is 80,000 today, tomorrow is going to be 84, 83, 85,000. And every day, whatever charge they charge you, they're going to charge you that same charge every day until you pay the bill. So an 80,000 bill could easily come up to 100,000 if you don't get that money to pay it right away. Know this, okay? Now, fortunately, I was aware of how they do. I was aware of how they do in regards to not letting you leave, but I wasn't aware as how they jack the bill up. But I learned that what they do is they refer you to have another doctor see you. That every time they refer another doctor to see you, that jacks the bill up because that's more tests. That's the doctor's bill and all of this. So everything that they do, you get charged for. So just remember that. But what you need to do is you need to get someone where you're going to be at, and you need to get them to explain to you how that system works, make a plan in case you end up with an emergency situation. Okay? But other than that, you plan, okay? And you put the rest in God's hand, okay? Because we not the creator of this life, okay? And when our time comes, our time comes. You can't stop it, okay? So if it's your time, it's your time. If it's not, you're going to find a way out of whatever medical crisis or situation you're in. You're going to find a way out of it, okay? That's boots on the ground experience, okay? And that's been not only a factor in the Philippines, but that's been a factor in my entire life, you know. Um, so that's just me personally. That's my personal belief. That's my experience throughout my life, and that's how I live my life. Everybody else may live their life differently than I do. And I have no qualms with that. I have no argument with that, no disagreement with that. But this is how I live my life. And those who can accept it, accept it. Those who can't accept it, I just say move on. Move on to the next topic. Okay? So here we go. Plan, make a plan. Know that the Filipina is interested in you. Approach her. Once she gives you them two signals, approach her. Time is ticking, okay? And when you get you a good Filipina, keep her, marry her, okay? And make your plan to live your life here in the Philippines. That's what you choose to do. But more importantly than not, get up off the couch, get a ticket, come here. If you don't do none of the plan, you don't do none of the house, come see this country, man. Come see it. You owe it to yourself, okay? Listen, one thing for sure and two for certain. When you help other people from what? The bottom of your heart, you're truly helping yourself. God bless. Take care. I'll see you guys in a little bit.